Happy holidays! Welcome to Tangle Time Arts. My name is Nana Heron, and I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And we are working our way through my impromptu Advent tangles, and we are on day 11. We're almost halfway through. Wow. Um, since it's the middle of the week, I thought we would do something super fun and simple. I'm in the mood for flowers. So we are going to take a look at Deb Bowyer's flame flower, which gives the impression of a poinsettia flower. And I like this one because it's simple and fun and it looks super festive. And we are going to pair that with Printemps today. So we will need a white tile. So your basic supplies, really, your white tile, a black pen, a number 2 pencil, and a tortillon. And if you choose to add color, I have white, red, the yellow, green, and the green from Crayola. But poinsettias come in many different colors. So you're not limited to red. You could have them white or kind of an ivory cream color or pink. There's light pink, dark pink, there's marbled, and then there's something called Jingle Bells, which is like red with white spots, which is really cute too. So you're not limited to just red flowers. So I am going to do a red one, but you could try something different. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to put my other materials aside here. And we're going to start directly with our black pen. And I'm just going to put a little orb there, a little perf. It's very tiny. It's gosh, here's my fingernail so you can see it's pretty tiny. And then we're just going to surround that all the way around with other tiny little orbs. So you've got probably 6 or 7 in there. I don't really count them. I just put them around there because if you look in the center of a poinsettia, they can have different little I forget what you call them, but they're yellow and they're inside. So if you think of the name, please remind me. All right, and then we're gonna just start drawing our petals. Um, so it's just a curve, kind of a slight S curve, not too curvy. And then we do that again, going kind of out in the opposite direction. And it does kind of look like a flame. So our petals kind of look like a flame. And then I'm going to rotate a little bit. And this time I'm going to come out from the previous one to the point. And then come back down like we did before. And for our petals here, our flower petals, you do want 5. It's almost like a star shape. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. And then we keep adding layers. So I'm going to do a second row of those, but in between the previous ones. So we have 2 here. And so I'm going to put 1 in between it. And then I'm going to do that between each set of 2. Now for these 2 rows of petals, we're going to add some details. And this is another, right down the center, sort of, another slight S curve, just very slightly curvy. And then we're just going to add some lines, which are like veins in the petals. And rotate. And we're just going to do that for each petal. My petals are maybe, I want to say like not quite an inch. So just under that, in case you were wondering how large my petals are. And then we're also going to do that same detail for that second row. All right, so now we have the center of our flower. And I'm going to add another layer, another row of petals, but I'm going to make them larger because those are going to be the leaves. So you can add as many layers as you want. You can make this as big as you want. So if you're using a larger sheet of paper, you can keep going. But I think this looks best with just the 3 layers. So now I'm back to let's see, we want to kind of put it over our original area here. So above our first one, I'm going almost all the way to the end there. And this petal is much larger than our other ones. And you can kind of angle them so that they fit onto the tile. Like that. So now we have like a larger star out here. And because they're leaves, I am going to do the detail a little differently. If you want, you can still use the same detail that we did inside, but because I know for sure these are going to be leaves, I am just going in with kind of a straighter line. And then I'm just going in with these straighter diagonals, almost like doing striping. And they don't have to match up on the other side. They don't have to be exactly matched. And this goes pretty quickly. All right, so once we have our layer of leaves in there, and like I said, you could keep going. We could put in another layer here, but instead of that, I am going to put in an aura around this whole flower. So I'm going to start at the top. I'm just going to slowly put in an aura. Around the entire flower and leaves. Like that. And now we're going to fill in some of this space with Printemps. So if you're kind of new to Zentangle, Printemps is one of the first 4 or 5 or 6 tangles that you would learn. And it's simply, you start with a C, like a cursive C. And then when you come around here, we do an aura around that C. If you run into something, you just pick up your pen and go over to the other side and keep going. I'm going to do another one over here. And we can do a tiny one here. That looks like enough in that area. I'm going to rotate and put one in here. And again, start with that C and just aura around it. Very slowly, very deliberately. Just focus on one at a time. And rotate again. If you would like to add some little perfs, little orbs in there, you certainly could do so. And we just keep rotating and working our way around. And let's take a look and rotate around and see if there's any areas that we would like to add something. It definitely helps to rotate and even hold it up at arm's length to see if there's something like a gap. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Let me see. Yeah, I think that about does it. Maybe I could add one more here, a small one. There. All right, before we do any shading, I like to go in and do you see these like little spaces here? I like to ink those in. It's not a requirement, but it's something I like to do. So if it's something you would like to do, you can take a few minutes to ink these in. Let's see, just rotate around. Sometimes you get them at other areas in here too. All right, I think that about does it. Just a quick look, and I think, yeah, I think that about does it. Now we could do some shading. And I'm going to take my number 2 pencil. And I like to start from the center. So I'm going to add shading around our center here. Just little circular motions around the center. And then I'm going to add shading anywhere there's overlap by petals. So if a petal is behind another one, we're going to add a little shading. And then we've got this second row behind the first row. So we've got shading there. I'm not pressing hard with the pencil. I just want a little bit of shading. And then we continue up because the leaves are behind. Okay, I think we made it all the way around. And then we also have to do these areas. So there's actually quite a bit of shading with this one, even though this seems very simple. There's a lot of layers. All right, we did that. And then I'm going to shade around the flower. So right outside of that aura that we did. All right. Once we shaded all the way around the aura. Then we're going to look at our printemps, and anywhere there's one behind another one, we're going to add a little bit of shading. I don't think I have too many like that. Just a few maybe. Yeah, there's not a lot here. All right. And then our last area of shading is going to be around the outside of the printemps. And maybe you added a few orbs in there. So just take your time. I like hearing the pencil kind of scratch along the paper there. It's very relaxing. At least to me, it is. All right. So when you're happy with that, then we will take our tortilla and we will start blending. Again, I'm starting from the center. Little circular motions there. And then it kind of morphs into just a back and forth, short little back and forth motions. Since there's a lot of layers, I keep track of that by going layer by layer. So I'm just working around the first layer. I think we made it all the way around. Then I'm going to take a look at the second layer here. All right. And then the graphite that we did around the aura. And I think we're back to where we started. And then you're looking for any of those little areas that were kind of behind something else. And I really didn't have a lot. So yeah, that goes pretty quickly. And then on the outside of the Printemps. So lots of shading today as we kind of go back to basics with this tile and just really focus on the process and relax. And I think that's it. So we have this all shaded, and at this point, you could put your initials on it and fill out the back, and you could be finished actually, because color is optional. I am going to add color, even though I do like this. This looks really cool. But I am going to add a little color, and I have my Crayola pencils, my trusty Crayolas, and I am doing red petals. Um, but as I mentioned before, you can make your flowers any color you want. You could leave them white and just do the leaves. You could make them pink. You could make them hot pink. You could do marbled. So I'm working my way around here. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot a yellow pencil, so I'll have to go back and get a yellow pencil for our center. I don't know what I was thinking, but it is the middle of the week. So I am adding a little pressure kind of towards the bottom and along these center areas, a little less pressure on the edges. You could use pink to go over the red, and I think that would look really, really nice. So if you have a pink colored pencil, you might want to experiment with that. I'm going to take my white for this layer and kind of go over it. Just kind of softening it a little bit. It's still red, but it's definitely not turning pink. All right, I'm going to go to my second layer. But what's interesting with the poinsettias is sometimes there's a bit of green on the edges. So I'm going to actually add a little bit of green to these, to the second layer. I'm using the yellow green. And sometimes it's quite a big splotch of green. So in some of these, I'm having a little bit more green, and others not so much. Now I'm going to add my red. So yeah, these are really interesting plants because you get that kind of combination of the red and the green on the same leaf. I don't know if you've ever noticed that, but if you have one this year, take a look and see. Do you have any areas like that? I'm going in a little bit darker in the center with the red. All right, I think I've made my way around. Um, yeah, that looks pretty good. All right. So I'm just rotating to see if I missed anything. I think we're good. Now I'm going to take the green pencil, and for the leaves, I am actually going in with a little bit of pressure and just doing about every other leaf section with green. Adding a little bit of pressure there. So I'm definitely getting kind of a striped look here, and that's fine. We're going to add more green. And then we have one leaf left. All right, that looks cool. But I'm going to go in with my yellow green now, and I'm burnishing the areas that have the darker green, and then the white areas are just getting a layer of yellow green. All right, oh, that looks cute. And we're on our last leaf. Cool. Now I have to go and find a yellow colored pencil. I don't know how that escaped me, but it did. And I'm going to go back in and fill in with yellow, putting in quite a lot of pressure. There we go. All right, how cute is that? That's cute. And another thing that would probably look really cute is the Printemps. You could have done that like in a gel pen, either a glitter one or a metallic one. But I was just keeping things very basic today. So that's something you can think about and go back and do if that's something that interests you. All right, I'm going to put my initials on here to find a spot, maybe right here. All right. and flip that over and put my name on there. And it's December 11. And this is our Advent Tangles 2024. Day number 11. And we had Flame, Flower by Deb. It's Deb Bowyer, Bowyer, CZT. And we also did Printemps by Zentangle. It wasn't our primary tangle tonight, but we did take a good look at that. All right, super cute. Again, this one would make a pretty cute gift tag. You could just put a hole in there and then use your ribbon, and that would be a really cute gift tag. It kind of has a folk art look to it. So very cute. Play around with the colors and maybe how many layers you want to do, because you could definitely do more. But today, just keeping it simple since it's the middle of the week, and just being a little bit playful with it. It's a fun one. It's a fun one. And I definitely actually do use these as gift tags because they're so cute at Christmas time. All right. Thank you so much for spending your holiday time with me. I'm having a really good time doing these and picking these, and we do something different every single day, so it's always a surprise. And some are more for beginners, some are more for advanced. But all in all, it's a fun time. All right. Have a great day, and I'll see you on Thursday. And be well, be safe. And remember, I love you guys. Bye.